I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns.
Hello, ESGN Nation, and welcome back to another episode of the Buffalo Bills Mafia Sit-down as we're getting ready for the postseason. And of course, we're in wild card weekend here as we're getting ready to see who our wild card, or I should say our divisional round opponent are. As we do have the first round, and we'll take a look at the playoff bracket here in just a bit. But first, we're going to look at the standings, and of course, there you see our rankings there. We're pretty much in the top 5 in both in offense and defensive rankings here in different categories for both sides of the ball. But Josh Allen, pretty good year here. Of course, it could be, he could have been MVP if we didn't throw those 23 interceptions. But of course, somebody has to throw them. As he completed 68% of his passes were completed, well over 5,000 yards for the season. 50 touchdowns, but yeah, for the most part here, if we just didn't throw those cock and pig, there's just those damn interceptions there, we would have had a great season. Moss, there you see 1,700 and a little over 1,700 yards rushing, 30 rushing touchdowns. Josh Allen, 320, one rushing touchdown. Javon Jones Jr., 3 rushing touchdowns, and then of course you see the rest of the numbers there. Really good year running wise, and of course this man right here, Hunter Cannon, is going to be your offensive player of the year, as he had well over 2,700 receiving yards and several touchdowns, as well as he had 16. Of course, Stephon Diggs beat him by 3, as Stephon Diggs is our leader, as he had well over 1,000 yards receiving, and of course 19 touchdowns there. I believe he is the leader for this season, and we'll look at those numbers a little bit later. Right now, we're just in today's episode, we're just going to be looking at the Bills regular season numbers. We'll look at the rest of the league here later on. But yeah, this was a pretty good year offensively. We especially with Hunter Cannon. I mean, he was just a man that no team, the teams that we played against, could nowhere near touch him in games, as he was just that all-star or I should say all pro type of tight end. And of course, a lot of people are saying that he could be the next Tony Gonzalez, which will be awesome to see. And of course, we've seen that quite a bit there. You know, if you remember from our Highland Scotty series, where he's originally from, he was like that. He was just one of those tight ends that we could just throw to, and had excellent hands, no matter if he was open field or if it was, especially in the red zone there, he was just on it. He was right on top of it, and really helped us out on third downs here so much this season. Interception-wise, Elam had the most interceptions. He had 14 for us for this season. I believe he is the league leader in that department as well, so that's really nice to see. We'll see some of the season awards here coming up as well. But take a look here at the rest of your numbers for the defensive side of things. And, you know, offensive line, or excuse me, the defensive line did a great job there. Offensive line, of course, did a great job there. We protected the quarterback quite often. I don't think we had many as sacks as we did compared to, we had a lot more last year than we did this year. So that's a big improvement. Of course, Ed Oliver having a nice year. He had a nice touchdown that he scooped up in a game there. And, you know, for the most part here, you know, I was really happy to see what our guys could do on the defensive side of things. That was my biggest thing. I was wanting to make sure our defense improved and got better. And now we're going to really test it out here in this second half of the season when it comes to the playoffs. Can our secondary be more tight-lipped? Just make sure we don't let anything get over our heads and throwing deep passes. That's going to be very important for us going down the road here as we go deeper and deeper into the playoffs. Take a look at your standings here, and of course, right now, I believe the Jets would have the #1 pick there as they finish the season off 4-13. There on the NFC side of things, Cowboys are the #1 seed as they are 12-5, winning that, and of course winning their division. So they'll be the top team in the NFC. And then on the other side there, you see the Giants. So both New York teams are sitting at 31-32. Funny. I like that. Take a look here at the rest of your standings as you see the Jaguars leading there. Of course, we have a new series coming up here very soon, if not already up on the channel, on the second channel over there, which is a mission reconditioned series with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm hoping you guys will enjoy that series. It's been a lot of fun putting that together, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. But going back to this here, Packers take the NFC North. Lions, they're in second place. They'll be in the playoffs as well as the Vikings there, the 8-9 record. And of course the Bears, that's of course if you've seen the video, that'll be the next series we'll see here on this channel, here on the main channel. That'll be our traditional, just like the traditional franchise series that we have here, like we have with this one with the Bills. We'll be in Chicago, trying to get the future quarterback of the Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams, to be an elite quarterback. Falcons, Panthers, Bucks, and then of course the Saints, and then of course the Cowboys, 12-5, Commanders, 8-9. Eagles 8-9, and of course the Giants, who having a really bad time, 4-13 there. So Cowboys really surprised now. This might be Cowboys' year. We'll see. Of course, that I'm really surprised they got this far, but if they gotten this far, I'm sure that we definitely are gonna have to keep a close watch on them and see how they'll do. And then in the West there, the Rams take that division. So for us, we only had that one loss there, which of course that was early on against the Browns. And then ever since then, we've been on a 12-game winning streak and just being monsters. A couple close games here and there, but for the most part here, really dominating our division. And of course, really taking over. Of course, we won against the Dolphins that first game of the season. And of course, the biggest one right here, we gave up quite a few points. 46 points, the most points we've given up to any team there. And of course, got served with an L. But then after that, it was just pretty much just murder's row here, was we were just destroying teams. Of course, like I said, a couple close games there. Patriots, of course, our divisional games are always going to be close. But I think for the most part here, it was a great season for us. And now we're just looking to see what we can do. Sean Watson, of course, your MVP, having a great year there. 11-6 there for the Browns, as they started red hot there, but then started fizzled out there towards the mid part of the season, but then start roaring back there in the last couple of weeks. Your coach of the year, of course, it's us. Yeah, Sean McDermott. He is going to be your coach of the year for the third year in a row. Hunter Cannon, of course, your defensive or your offensive player of the year. Nice job there for Hunter Cannon. Had a great year, over 2,000 yards receiving, and of course, in double digits in touchdowns. Myles Garrett is your defensive player of the year. Of course, he's always a monster to deal with there, and of course, that, like I said, that defense of the Browns have been by far second. I think probably second to us in overall standings in the league, and of course, Myles Garrett, one of the top guys there, and he well deserved there. Of course, Elam Rousseau should have been there in the top 3 there. Of course, obviously, we would like to see them win that award, but unfortunately, coming up short. Josh Allen of the Jaguars, and of course, Isaiah Montgomery from our High on Scotty series, doing a great job there. They were in the bottom in the top 10 there in defensive players of the year, so big ups to them. Of course, Josh Foster as well. Then the defensive rookie of the year is Isaiah Montgomery of the Jaguars there. So one of our guys is there as well as winning awards. So which is very nice to see some of our players from High and Scotty's series, taking the mantle and running with it and trying to become big stars here in the NFL, which is really cool to see, and really see that dominance there. Watson is going to be your best quarterback, as he'll win that award. Josh Allen, of course, came in 4th place there, and really and truly, we should have been there at the top spot. If we didn't throw half as many touchdowns half as many interceptions as we did this year, which was our goal, to avoid 20. We would be there as the best QB, if not the MVP of the league. And then, of course, Teller, your best defensive lineman. All offensive linemen there. The best defensive lineman, of course, Myles Garrett had a great year. Again, with some just really great performances that he had, especially in that game against us. And then as well, there you see some other awards as well. Elman, of course, had a great year. Interceptions. He had 14 interceptions, by far just blowing away everybody out of the water when it comes to the secondary position. And then there's your kicker of the year there for the AFC. So now we'll take a look here at the NFC. Cooper Kupp is your offensive player of the year. So congrats to him, as Godwin and, of course, Karma and Elliott there. Your top 4 guys there. Of course, Wolf for the Seahawks, the young man from Kansas, playing very well this year. Had a little bit of a sophomore slump, but started to come back here in the last couple of weeks and really getting things going there. And I think next year, look out, next year, season 4, he is definitely going to make some noise there for them. And then, of course, there you see we're looking on here to see more awards as well. Matthew Stafford, the best quarterback there, having a great year there with the Rams. And then the big Zeke Elliott getting the running back award this year. So congrats to him. Wide receiver, of course, Cooper Kupp. He's been doing a great job there for the Rams the last couple of seasons now with them. And of course, I don't know, I think his contract should be coming up here. I don't know if they're going to re-sign him or not, but that's going to be a huge asset if they cannot re-sign him. Then we'll take a look at some more awards here. Cameron Jordan for the Saints is your best defensive linebacker. So congrats to him. Bosa, Donald right behind him in that, and of course J.J. Watt, best linebacker. There you see some names there as well. So yeah, some really good teams here playing very well, and of course we'll see some of these teams in the playoffs. And of course, there are some teams I'm not looking forward to seeing. One of them being at least on our side of the bracket, that being the Browns. or of course the Kansas City Chiefs as well. Of course, we've had history with the Chiefs. As you take a look here, yeah, Browns are in the 7th spot there, so they have the lowest seed. They take on the Bengals. We have the 2nd seed. Kansas City has the 3rd seed. They take on the Raiders. That's gonna be a good game. One, of course, will be at Arrowhead. And then the Jags are number 4, and that's a 4-5 matchup. They are going to be matched up with the Dolphins, are at 5. So some pretty good matchups here. You got the Battle of Ohio, you got the Battle of the AFC West, and then of course you got the Battle of Florida there at the bottom there. On the other side, you got the of course the first round bye for the Cowboys. You got the NFC North battle between Green Bay and the Vikings. You got a classic NFC South rivalry between Atlanta and Charlotte. And, of course, a nice little quarterback rivalry here between Jared Goff and Stafford. Rams versus the Lions. So, got some pretty good matchups here this year for the playoffs. And, of course, like I said, I'm really not looking forward to the Browns or the Chiefs. Of course, if Browns do win, they'll end up facing us because they are the lowest seed. In some ways, I'm not really true. I'm not looking forward to it because I don't want to go face them again, because really true, we cannot figure out what we can do with them. But at the same time, if we have to meet them up this time around, it'll taste even sweeter. We can get that revenge back on them and get back that loss that we had, that they served up to us back there in week 4, I think it was. And we could sell them packing, especially when it means for something. So there you see the wild card weekend there, the matchups there. The Saturday games, Panthers at Falcons, Dolphins at Jags, and of course Lions at Rams. Saturday games, you got the Browns, Bengals, Vikings, Packers, and of course the Sunday night game, Raiders and the Chiefs. So a really good matchup between those. And of course, take a look at the final scores here. Cincinnati defeats the Browns 42-38. So we will not see, thank goodness, we will not see the Cleveland Browns. So long, Browns. You had a great season there. Nice knowing you. Maybe next year we can dance again, and hopefully we'll be lucky enough to beat you guys. But yeah, hats off to them. They're in the season there. Green Bay wins this one by 10. That they beat their rivals of the NFC or the AFC North, or NFC North, excuse me. 31-21 is your final in that one. Looks like it was a really good game. Came down pretty much to the team, whoever had possession, that could make a turnover there. And so, yeah, looks like the Packers going to move on to the next round, and we'll see who they'll play coming up here very soon. We'll take a look here at the next game coming up, and I believe it's an AFC game. Come on. It is the Chiefs and the Raiders. So the Chiefs and Raiders going at it for this one here. Looked like it was a pretty decent game. Came down to the wire here, 34-31. Kansas City, of course, wins it. I'm sure Mahomes had that Mahomes magic that he carries around his little satchel around his waist there, and sprinkled a little Mahomes magic, and of course got them the win. They were winning that one by a field goal, and Kansas City able to pull it off there. So Kansas City, one of those teams, like I said, we don't want to meet up with, but if we have to, of course, it will be on our home turf there, so we'll have home field advantage. Carolina, of course, they will win this one against the Falcons, and a final score of 38-31. And of course, that is a classic, nice little battle between those two NFC South matchups there. Carolina getting the advantage there, getting the win. Nice play there for them. Looks like Atlanta had a hard time with turnovers. They looked like they were not having it. They had 5 turnovers in that game. Had the most time on the clock there, but just could not hold on to the football. As for the Rams, they'll move on. They'll defeat the Lions 41-27 as Jared Goff will come up short again against his former team, and Matthew Stafford showing more wise that trade between those two teams there benefited more LA than it did the Lions. But hey, Lions are in the playoffs here. I think this is the second year in a row now in this series that they have been in the at least got to the first round, and unfortunately just cannot get over that hump there. And of course, Jacksonville taking on Miami, and that's the final score. Miami losing 17-20 to Jacksonville. So Trevor Lawrence will, of course, win this one. And of course, this is the game that we will be featured in the next episode. Yeah, we're taking on Jacksonville in our first game in the divisional round. And so that's kind of funny because we have a Jacksonville series that I mentioned earlier that we will be playing on the second channel. It's a simmed series there. So yeah, it's kind of funny that, kind of passing the baton, well, on the main channel here we'll be passing the baton to the Bears for their Bears franchise, but we're kind of also passing the baton. It's like, here, you guys can have it too. We'll snap it in half, and you guys get half, and they get half, and yeah, we're taking on Trevor Lawrence. So it's kind of funny that happened that way. But yeah, franchise quarterback here, Clemson, 3 years. He 352 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 2 sacks, 27 of 35 in the ball game. So yeah, he's ready to go here. And of course, in that mission recondition series there, this was all about. We're trying to get these guys in the playoffs, trying to get over that hurdle, trying to get them deeper each year, trying to get them deeper and deeper, if not to the Super Bowl. Get them at some point here, get them to the Super Bowl and try to win a Super Bowl in first time in franchise history. Of course, there you see the numbers there. Robinson, 15 carries, 65 yards. ATN, 6 carries for 16 yards and a touchdown in that game against the Dolphins. And then, of course, they got a couple of Highland Scottish players as well. And I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if those are the difference makers in that game coming up here with that. So that means Hunter Cannon's going to see some of his old teammates again that he played with there at Highland. I forgot who. Well, Montgomery was on the team with them at the time. They were, I think, there was a year between the two of them. I think Hunter was there a year longer or so there, but they got to play with each other, but on different sides of the ball. But yeah, this is gonna be really interesting to see how this plays out. They got some really good talent there, middle linebacker there. That young man right there is going to be a beast. I know that for a fact because in Madden 25, he's one of our top players there. But that young man right there, that defensive end, that is going to be a tricky thing because he is a monster. He's going to rip and tear through that offensive line to get to our halfback and make nice run stops. And of course, if he does, or if he can't do that, it's going to be the passing. So we're definitely going to have to do a good job of blocking up against him. Trevor Lawrence, over 5,000 yards for the season, 44 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, and of course he has sacked 39 times. We just got to put pressure on this young man. He's used to having pressure on him in college. Of course, he's a former national champion, but NFL, the game is a lot more. It's a lot more faster, and you come at it. You got guys coming in from you all different directions. And veteran players just know how to get to a quarterback, and that's what we have to do in this game here in the next video. We have to get to him. We got to make problems. We got to create chaos, get him off his timing, get him off his game, and of course get a hold of ATN as well. ATN, I don't think he's going to be a huge problem for us, but if he does get out of the backfield on a regular basis there and we cannot get a hold of him, it's going to be a very long day trying to grab a hold of him. Nick Mays is another great player there from the Highland Scottish series there. He didn't make too many big plays in college, but he is someone I've seen lately here. His numbers wise has been kind of doing his thing in the backfield there as a fullback. Hood is another wide receiver there for from the High Scotty series there. He didn't play so much on the team, but he is a decent player who can make some pretty good numbers, especially on third downs. He's a really good third down wide receiver. Of course, if they have that ability of changing them up, he's also a decent halfback on third downs as well. He can really get out of the backfield there, because that's what we had him as in that series as well. And I kind of set him up like that, in where he could play that either one of those two positions there if you happen to draft him in the draft class there, which is, I believe it's online. If you guys still have Madden 23, that draft class is up. If not, let me know. I'll try to. I'll have to re-upload it. But yeah, I mean, they got some really talented guys on defense there, and that is Shaquille Griffin. I mean, they got some playmakers there. Of course, Josh Allen. He is a monster. Andre Cisco as well. So they got some really good threats on the defensive line, in their middle linebacker, as well as their secondary. So they are going to make problems for us as much as we can make problems for them. So for us, I think game plan wise, we're going to have to really make sure we throw the ball in short range to mid range. We may have to even get our halfbacks involved in the passing game and the short passing game as well. Christian Kirk, one of the top threats there for us, I would say, besides Trevor, Kirk is the second top threat. Josh Allen on the defensive side is our top threat on there. Trevor Lawrence, like I said, he is our top threat. If we can cut the snake's head off, which is him, then we can win the game. Give him some problems, get him some issues, and make him uncomfortable in that pocket. Then we definitely will have the game in our pocket there. As for like I said earlier, Montgomery, he is a guy. He's a great pass rusher or power rusher there. He can just make some stops on right on the dime. So again, just trying to make sure we can avoid him. Try to find out which side of the ball. Which I wouldn't be surprised they have him on both sides of the line, but trying to run it up the gut, I think that'd be best for us. But we'll talk more about the strategies and stuff coming up in the next video as we go back home. We'll be home, of course. Remember the playoffs for the remainder of the playoffs. As long as we're in the playoffs, as long as we keep winning games, all the games will be at home. So this game and of course the conference game, conference championship game will both be at home if we can keep going the pace that we're going on right now and go back to another Super Bowl. So Highmark Stadium is the place to be. It's a late game. Definitely have to come back and watch that game and see how we fare against the 9-8 Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's a little bit of a breakdown of what we need to do. We'll talk about more about it in the next video, but that's it for the Buffalo Bills Bills Mafia Sit-down. If you guys enjoyed today's video, let me hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you happen to be new. Hit that bell notification as well to let us know, or at least let you guys know when this video or from this series or any other video from any other series here on the channel is uploaded, as well as go follows over on ESGNet plus LP, as we got great content over there just as well. Again, guys, thank you guys so much. This next video should be coming out here in the next day or two. I'm trying to get all the Buffalo Bills stuff done all at once so we can get right into the next series that I've already kind of got already set up ready for you guys to go with the Bears in Madden 25. But yeah, I cannot wait. Playoff season's here. Let's get it going. Let's bring home our third Super Bowl trophy. Can we do it? Can we go back to back to back? We're about to find out. Here we go. Cannot wait. But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more. That is it. Bills Mafia, go crazy. Playoffs are here. Let's go. Strap in. Let's go. Let's get it going. As always, I will see you all next time.
I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the